It'll be because you listen to these judgments, to these commandments. You're going to absorb them, and Hashem will observe for you. If we do everything that HaKadosh Baruch Hu asks from us, then everything is going to be okay. And that's really a fundamental message of what the Torah is about. We're supposed to do mitzvahs. We're supposed to do what Hashem wants from us. Rashi has a comment that has become very, very well known. Eikev tishmeun, if you will hear. He understands. If you will listen to the mitzvos that a person tends to trample on with his heels, Eikev miloshon akev, like the heel. Those mitzvos are going to be the ones which stand up for a person. And it's again many, many different ideas emerge about the importance of the small things, etc. The Ramban, however, cites Rashi, but he moves in a different direction as well. And he notices that it talks about specifically the mishpatim. Now, mishpatim are typically used when it comes to mitzvahs that we understand. We have chukim, we have mishpatim. Mishpatim are the things that are logical, things that we can understand. So why is it that specifically when tishmeun, when you listen to the mishpatim, that's when Hashem is going to watch over you? So the Ramban, something very, very critical. The reason that it mentions the mishpatim, that we should be very careful with the mishpatim. Now, what does he mean by mishpatim? The Ramban understands that mishpatim refers to the judgments that a court has to mete out. People are not going to be perfect. There are going to be sinners. There has to be a court system in place, and the court system at times is going to have to punish people for what they did wrong. That's just the nature of society. Yes, it would be best, it would be ideal, it would be incredible if everybody would just listen to the Torah and to the mitzvahs and not do anything wrong, but that's not reality. But what is the essence in terms of making sure that the Torah is going to be preserved by everybody? Is through the judgments of the court. What does that mean? What does that mean? The Ramban understands that judgments refers here to punishments. That when the punishments are meted out by the courts for transgressing the Torah's laws, that is going to serve to protect the Torah. Sometimes you need a certain amount of warning, of people realizing that there are consequences to actions. Often when it comes to the punishments, it says that people should hear what happened and see what happened and learn from it. And he understands, and the Ramban explains to us, because there's a natural tendency to have rachmanas. We are rachamanim b'nei rachamanim. We are people who are merciful. And therefore, ki rabim yerachmim miliskol ish militzvah avera. Somebody sins, and somebody even deserved capital punishment. Yes, there are averos in the Torah for which one needs to be stoned, for which one needs to be killed. And it was already done in the Bezdin Paskin. But I can't do it. It's too difficult. How can I kill another person? How can I follow through on this punishment? But the Torah tells you, do not take pity. Do not take pity. And what the Ramban understands is that fundamental to the lesson of the Torah is that we have to understand that there is a place for Rachmanus, and there's a place where by being a Rachaman, we are acting inappropriately. And that is a very, very difficult path to navigate because we naturally don't want to see anybody suffer. We don't want to see anything happen. But sometimes consequences are critical. Consequences are how people learn. Consequences are how children. Consequences are how employees learn. Consequences, when we need to follow through. Now, we need to make sure that the consequences are appropriate. HaKadosh Baruch Hu's consequences are perfect. We have to create our own systems. But what the Torah is telling us is that misplaced rachamim is, as the Or HaChaim HaKadosh writes elsewhere, is achzarius, is in fact being cruel. Because sometimes it is necessary to actually mete out the mishpatim. And that, the Ramban understands, is what Eikev Tishmeun is about. It's about the mishpatim. It's about understanding that in life, it's not always about trying to be the nice person. And sometimes we have to do what is correct and we have to do what is proper. We have to even do what is uncomfortable if it's the right thing. If it's the wrong thing, then we have to step back. But we look to the Torah, and we look to the Mishpatim. We look to HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave us in order to figure it out. But when we have to be firm, when we have to teach, when we have to educate, when we have to help somebody learn, sometimes when we don't do that, we're not helping the person. Having Rachmanos that's misplaced is inappropriate. The Ramban understand that that is what is tucked away over here. And maybe we could put that together with what Rashi says, that is Vayo Eikev Tishmun. We listen to the things that are dumb, that a person tramples on. These are things that we trample on. These are things that we don't want to do, that we just want to push it aside. And what the Ramban is telling us is that this is where the lessons that we need to be able to teach in order to perpetuate Torah are in fact most going to be learned.